So meet Tyler, an email marketer from Singapore who started less than a year ago and scaled his business to over $50,000 a month. He was actually able to sign clients like Andrew Tate and take the money from emails and scale his own e-commerce business as well. Today we interview him, ask about all these questions, learn more about his journey. Let's get started into the video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Love y'all. Bye.
What is up, everybody? Today I got a very special guest with me. Got my bro Tyler straight from Singapore. I wanted to do this interview with him, kind of, get him to share more about his journey. I know Tyler through our mastermind. One of the most talented guys I would say I've met in the last year. Someone who blows my mind with the progression he's made and all the things he's doing while still being a student. That's the craziest part. Is you still go to school, right, Tyler?
Yeah. I just took a gap
Yeah.
year, but yeah.
Yeah. He's still a student, but he's holding it down. So I wanted to bring him on, ask him a bunch of questions, kind of get him to share his, journey. He's doing a lot of other things as well. So kind of just talk a little bit more about that. But without further ado, everyone, welcome my boy Tyler. Tyler, man, how's your day going so far today?
Going great, man. What's up, everyone?
Awesome.
What's up, bro?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tyler, man. So I would love to even hear, man, how did you find out about this whole like online money world? And before that, like, what did you want to do? And what made you actually like get started and then like try to start making money online?
I think I've always been like a little interested in like running a business or like entrepreneurship. I think like maybe like 5, 6 years ago, I started like watching like YouTube videos. No, maybe like 4 years ago, I started watching YouTube videos and I found like job shipping, stuff like that. Right. I started by creating like I started selling like things on like this local e-commerce like website, right? I made a couple of dollars from that, and then I tried like drop shipping, right? But I mean, obviously, like most people, I failed at drop shipping, right? When I first started,
Hmm.
and after that, I I actually wanted to continue doing drop shipping, right? But I had to enlist in the army, right? So it's like mandatory in Singapore,
Oh, what?
right?
True.
Yeah, yeah. So like I didn't have time to run the business. So I remember I got into like day trading, right? And during that time it was like the crypto like bull run, right? So like lots of guys were like in crypto, right? So I got into crypto, right? I actually made 10K, right, from like $1,000, and then I ended up losing everything like the next week. Yeah. So like I was like dabbling in like different things, right? And then basically once I got out of like the army, I went back into the drop shipping as well, right? And
Mhm.
then I tried day trading, I tried drop shipping, but like everything didn't work. Then okay,
Right.
so I remember like so last year around like June, July, I took like a huge like trade on Forex, right? And I remember I was like killing it for like weeks. I was like, holy shit, I'm about to like turn my life around with like day trading. And then basically I took a trade, and that night like I lost everything. So like
Oof.
yeah, so like I thought I was like consistently profitable for like the last like weeks in a row. I was like, holy shit, I actually like cracked this, right? And then I just lost everything. And then I remember I felt like miserable that night, right? And I had like 3 grand left in my bank account, right? And then I was just like, I'm just gonna take the remaining money I have, right? Literally just invest it in some sort of course, right? Or like
Mhm.
mastermind, and like just dedicate myself to like learning like one skill, right? Because I heard from I forgot who, but like someone was saying how if you're the best at just one thing, right? Like you never go like hungry. So I decided to just like master just one single thing, right? Like just one skill, get like super good. Like even if I can't do anything with it, just keep doing it until I get like so good, right? That I'm like absolutely irreplaceable and I can actually like make some money finally, right? And the thing was, I was so deep into like entrepreneurship back then, right? I mean, not deep, but like I felt like I only wanted to be an entrepreneur, right? There was like no way
Mhm.
of turning back, right? So to
Right.
me, it was like, either I did this, right, or I can't do anything else, right?
Go back to the
So
army, shoot people.
already did, but no, but yeah, like it was like do or die, right? So like that's the only way, right? So yeah, so I mean,
100%.
I yeah, so I mean, previously I was doing like ecom, so there were like different options I could choose. I did a bit of like copywriting before, right? So I was like,
Mhm.
how about I do email marketing, right? Because email is like short form, right? It's like pretty simple, right? It seemed like pretty like simple to learn, right? So I just I yeah, so I basically found I mean I found you on Instagram, I guess. I decided to just join the first guy I literally saw on Instagram selling an email marketing course, right? And on the call I literally just like paid like straight away.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I joined the course, right? I think joining the course itself was like a commitment to me, right? To basically commit to this thing, right? And I started learning for like I think 3 to 4 months, right? And then
Mhm.
finally got decent enough at the skill, and I started reaching out to clients right through DMs. I remember I would go to like school and during class I would just be like texting on my phone, like sending out cold DMs, and I'll go
Mhm.
home, send cold DMs, right? I send like 500 DMs a day back then manually, right? And yeah, I started closing clients, right? Um, I remember my first few clients was like crazy. Like I was going nuts, right? And even
Mhm.
the first client I signed, right? I signed him for free, so I was doing free work, but it was crazy. Like I just like couldn't believe it. Like it was like so exciting back then, right?
Right.
Then basically signed a few more clients, right? Then using whatever I got from the clients, I started hiring people, right? Then started to like scale my acquisition, right? And then basically scale the agency, right? And so in the first month, I actually hit 10 grand a month revenue, right?
Wow.
Which was yeah, but I would say I was like pretty fortunate, right? That maybe I just like happened to
I would say that, but another thing about you is you're an action taker. I feel like so many people just take too long trying to figure things out. I think you just, like you
yeah
said, went out, started DMing people, started even like tweeting, bro, even though you had not much, you just started building your stuff brand out. Like you started reaching out to people, even if it's for free. Like I think the difference is that you actually still went ahead and did something, right?
yeah
And
yeah
that was the next question is like, why do you think, looking back at it, you see the people that, join our mastermind, you've seen people that joined
yeah.
before you, after you, not even get a percentage of the success that you got in your short period of time. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that you were able to do so while others were not?
Yeah. Okay, I think honestly I think it's like about volume, right? So the thing is that at this point when I was doing the email marketing stuff, right, I've already been, maybe like two years like dabbling in different like businesses, right? So
Mhm.
maybe I feel like those guys maybe who join like a mastermind who are like newer, right? They'll probably have that same mindset I had with like the other business ventures I
Mm,
dabbled in previously, right? Which is like, oh, you go in, you feel like you have to like learn everything, you have to figure everything out, right? And like, you have to get things right, immediately before you start like offering a service or whatever, right? But I think after you do like different business ventures and stuff, you kind of realize that it's really, I mean, at least that's what I believe, right? Sometimes it's just about like a volume game, right? And a lot of times you just have to just keep taking action, right? Obviously learn in the process. But I mean, the fact that you're taking
mhm.
action means that you naturally learn, right?
Right.
Like let's say like literally like any single skill. Let's say I did like maths for like every single day, like mathematical questions every single day, right? Even if like I wasn't like actively learning, I would still naturally learn, right? But obviously if
Mhm.
I actively learn, I would learn faster, right? But honestly, it's just about volume, right? And taking action quick, right? And when
Mhm.
as soon as I knew I was like decent at email marketing, right? I immediately started like reaching out to clients and yeah, just putting out volume. Like a lot of guys I was talking to, right, were sending like 50 to 100 DMs a day, right? And I remember I was like, you know what, I'm gonna like 10x this or like 5x, whatever everyone else is doing, right? So
Mhm.
I remember I started off with like 100 DMs a day. And then some guy I talked to, right, was like, oh, I'm sending like 50 DMs a day. I was like, oh shit, that's like catching up to me. I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to do 500 DMs a day, right? So like no one else can like basically like outcompete me.
Outwork
I
you,
remember,
yeah. No one's outworking you. Yeah, 100%. You took it seriously. Like you weren't
yeah,
I think what I've noticed is a lot of people, I use the term half-ass is like they they're like, and
Yeah,
as
yeah,
my mentor calls it, they're try babies. They want to try things, like
yeah, yeah,
nothing. Not I would even say like I rather someone just not try something than try something. Like I rather them do nothing than try because trying gives you an illusion that you're doing something when in reality, like nothing's happening, you're not progressing. And I think again, that
yeah,
was the difference between you was that like you said, you had that competitive element of like, yo, I'm gonna do more than these guys. I'm not gonna just like half-ass it here. I'm gonna go all in.
yeah,
And
yeah.
there's no surprise you were able to get the results that you got. What were some of the main obstacles that you would say you faced when first starting out?
When I first started like trying to get clients, right, it was a little tough, right? So um, I wasn't getting any responses, right? No one was really like hitting me back, right? Even though I was literally offering work for free, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I guess that was like kind of discouraging because I was seeing like results from like other guys in the Discord, right? Sending like like Stripe payments or like closing clients, and like I felt like I couldn't like figure it out, right? Which I
Mhm.
think a lot of guys like. I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of guys like they're unsure if it will actually work out, right? After like they get their
Right.
first few rejections, right? But
Mhm.
actually, I met a guy in our community, right? Like Mohammed, right? And basically, he kind
Mohammed,
of
the
like
legend.
yeah, he gave me advice and stuff like that. And then it kind of like made me believe that I could actually get clients. Right. So I think
Mhm.
that's like another important aspect, which is belief, like how much you actually believe you are gonna get the outcome. Right. Because
Right.
like let's say I told you like if you do this for like the next 2 years, you can make like $1 million a month, right? You're gonna just stick to doing whatever it is for that 2 years, right? Because you know for a
Mhm.
fact end of it, you're gonna get the result. So
Right.
I believe it's another huge thing. And at the start, I was kind of lacking it, and then slowly, as I put in more reps, right, and did more, right, like that belief started to like build up as well. Yeah,
100%. I've noticed that as well as like the mindset shift and then like the belief shift is so
yeah,
important. And I've noticed sometimes it just takes one or two like little thoughts in your head to change for you to charge
yeah,
more, for you to actually believe that you're worth that amount. I think even
yeah,
with a lot of people starting out, they don't even value their skill and what they can provide. I always tell them, I'm like, when you're in front of a business owner, like you can do more for them than they can do for you. Like they can
yeah,
pay you money, but you have the skill to turn their whole business around. You have the skill to do so much. So if you don't
exactly.
value yourself, like, what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be hard for the other person to value you and see you as a valuable person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
no, 100% is a great point. And that's why I love our community, bro. It's not just me, right? You're learning from Mohammed. You got Justin,
yeah,
Jasper. I know Tomid has been a big help as well whenever you needed to go high level help. So like our community is truly, truly like just of amazing people. They're always willing to help and just again, like grow together because we know that we can crush it. A question
yeah,
that everybody wants to know, by the way, I have to ask you here, man. Let's talk about the top G, signing top G as a client. Of course, we know it's through the personal branding, but I would love for you to kind of tell me more about that because I always say, it's like you don't get clients like that by begging in the DMs.
yeah,
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 talk to me
exactly.
more about that.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, yeah. So I mean, you're always talking about like branding and stuff like that. So which is why I like, started my Twitter account, right? And yeah, so honestly, just like consistently posting, right, engaging with people on Twitter, and basically my account grew to around like it wasn't even a big account. It was like 1.5 thousand followers, if
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
bro, right?
literally. Yeah, like you'd be surprised. Like a lot of these like big brands and stuff, right? Actually, okay, because I spoke to like the top G team and all, right, and they were specifically finding people who weren't like super huge or like like super in demand. They were trying to look for like up and coming guys who are like hardworking or like trying to like make a name for themselves, right? So yeah, they like literally someone from the team like DM'd me on Twitter, right, and then booked a call, and then we got on a call, right? They're super warm, and then we just closed them. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Amazing. Wow.
Yeah,
And that's why I like preach personal branding, man. Like,
yeah,
I say if you do it right, you can do amazing because I know people that have like 200,000 followers, 300,000 followers that are
yeah,
broke as shit. And then there's you who had just started out, even with 1,500 followers, able to secure a client like that. And that shows you the power of personal branding. Of course, you got to do outreach. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the authority
Yeah,
right there, but I think when you first, especially when you're starting out, bro, or especially, when you want to work with someone, like what you need is
yeah,
three things: know, like, and trust, right? And I think
yeah,
when you're just like begging in the DMs, right? People know you, but they don't like you or trust you, right?
yeah,
So with the
yeah,
personal
yeah,
brand, I think what it helps with is like the like factor and the trust, especially the trust factors, because
yeah,
it shows
yeah,
that you know what you're talking about. You can see the proof. You probably posted your case study, so it's all there.
yeah,
That's why, like, no, 100%, I agree with you, man. Like, even though it's small, you were able to do that because of the personal branding, which is awesome. And again, I'm
yeah.
just I'm still super hyped. No, it's like one of the coolest things. I think it's like one of the coolest mastermind wins is like you securing top G. Like, dog, I was jealous myself. Let me just say that. But
Dude, I was
let's
like,
talk.
I was shitting myself, dude. Holy shit! I was like, okay, okay,
100%.
okay. So, dude, when I first got the call booked, right? So I saw like topg.com. The first thing I did was I called up my friend who's like my closer, right? I was like, bro, just cancel the call. I was like, there's no way this is real. I said I was absolutely serious, right? And then I saw the guy's name. I was like, you know what? Hold up. I searched the guy on Twitter, and then I realized he was like followed by Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. I was like, holy
Wow.
shit, that's crazy.
No,
Yeah,
that is true. That is truly amazing, bro. Let's kind
yeah,
of talk a little bit more about, I think, something that was interesting that you did, because I think what you did is you used your email marketing as a vehicle to go into another industry that you've done before that you've always wanted to do, which was
yeah,
e-commerce, right? Talk to me about the transition of taking the cash flow you had from your email agency and using that to reinvest or invest into e-com and actually being able
yeah.
to succeed through it. Uh, Tell me about that transition. What made you actually do it?
Yeah. So basically, I think after our agency hit like around 20K a month, right?
Mhm,
Um, I actually like because I started working with like clients, right? I started getting to know more guys in the ecom space, and I've always wanted to do ecom, right? I mean, I literally started with it. So
mhm,
I had this guy who was my client, and I
mhm,
decided to like basically partner up with him because the thing is that I knew more about marketing than him, right?
mhm,
But he knew more about the back end stuff, and then so I decided to like partner with him, right? At that point, our agency was pretty stable. I hired quite a few people to like basically manage the agency. So I partnered with this
mhm,
client of mine, ex-client of mine, and yeah, I used the profits from email marketing, right? Reinvested it into ecom, right? And yeah, scaled a couple of ecom brands, right? And
yeah.
now
How much have you
scale.
done in ecom? I would say just in this year.
I think around like seven figures, probably like almost hitting like 2 million
Oh
in
wow.
revenue.
Hey, that's amazing. Hey, that's amazing,
Yeah,
man. That's amazing. Wow. And you're still running your agency. Actually, get
yeah.
to the point because I posted it, our conversation on Twitter the other day. I got a lot of discussion. I didn't
Sorry.
post your face, but yeah. The one of you telling me every beginner should start with an agency because with ecom you
Oh,
get
oh
luck.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know if you know Renee Lacotte. He actually agreed with you as well. He's like, for someone who's done eight figures in agency and ecom, he agrees that agency is a thing.
yeah,
But yeah, talk to me about that. Why you think beginners should start with an agency or a skill instead of ecom?
yeah, yeah. So okay, the thing about ecom, right, is that it's very flashy, right? So you're always seeing these like flashy numbers, like holy shit, like $100,000 a month, $500,000 a month. But the thing is
Mm-hmm,
that the profit margins on ecom are actually way more narrow than you actually think, right? Like
mm-hmm,
my agency's profit margins are like, bro, like almost like probably like 5 to 7 times more than like my ecom profit margins, maybe like 5 times more,
mm-hmm,
right? So, and the thing is that because it's a like a B2C market, it's a bit more volatile in my opinion, right? Like
mm-hmm,
demand can shift like very quickly. Like I've I've had so many clients or like guys, ecom guys I know, right, who literally do like six figures in 1 month, and the next month their store just like dies completely, right? Like
mm-hmm,
okay, so one of my brands, right, actually was like doing like $200,000 a month, and now it's like just scaling down, and I'll probably like shut it off like soon, right? So the thing is that e-commerce is way more volatile, right? Until you build, in my opinion, right, until you build like a legitimate brand, right?
mm-hmm,
Until you really like create like a like you really have like a custom unique product, right? It's like a legit like company, right? Then maybe it's more stable then. right? But I think about like a marketing agency is that you always have that skill, right? And as long as like I know that I'm able to like always make businesses money, right? I'm
Mm,
able to make them money. Like I'll always be in demand, right? And the thing is
100%.
that my clients right now, okay, like my clients right now, they actually depend on me to make money, right? Like retention for us in the agency is is super high, probably like I mean, most of our clients like don't leave, right? Because
Right.
they need us to make them money, right? If they kick us out, they lose money, right? And as long as we're doing a good job,
Literally,
like why won't they keep us, right? So
100%.
yeah, so at the point is really just scaling acquisition, acquiring more clients, and then just stacking on top of whatever you have already built, right? And then it's it's a way more steady like growth, in my opinion, right? But
Yeah, and
e-commerce
you
is
can
like
build month by month. You can build month
yeah,
by month. You sign a client this month, okay, let's just say 3,000. Next month, you sign
yeah,
another 3,000 client. It's not just a 3,000, it's 6,000 because you're building upon it.
yeah,
100%. Go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
exactly.
you off. Go on. Sorry.
No, no, exactly, exactly. And and clients are way more likely to like basically stay with you, right? But like ecom for ecom, I mean, if you're not running like a subscription model product, right? Customers just come and go, right? Like literally you can do like
Mm,
$400,000 this month. Next month, maybe like the market shifts, like they're not interested in your product, or you have a new competitor, right, that
mm,
has a better alternative. Boom, suddenly all your customers go to like this other competitor,
true.
right? But with my agency, my customers, I mean, my clients, they trust me, right? They're already working with me. I'm making them good money, right? For a good price. They're just gonna stay with me, right? So yeah, it's way steadier
100%.
growth in ecom. Yeah,
No, I 100% agree with you. We're kind of nearing the end of this conversation. Kind of like time is just flying by, actually. It's pretty good. We're having some good conversations, but a lot of people watching right now, we're probably in the
yeah,
same shoes you were in a year ago, just starting out, maybe have one, two clients.
yeah.
What are some, like key advice you can give them that will help them actually grow and make progress? I'd love for you to share that someone who's just trying to either go from 0 to 1 or just even 1 to 2? What advice would you have for them?
Like I have a lot of guys like in my DMs asking me like, oh, how do I start ecom? How do I start ecom? Right? But the same advice I gave all of them is, I mean, yeah, to go the agency route instead, right? Go and learn a skill. Literally choose a skill, right? It can literally be any skill, right? I mean, obviously, it's better if you find a skill that's way more in demand, right? But
Mm,
what I like to tell people, like complete beginners, is literally just pick a skill, right? Because you see, if you pick a skill, master it, and then try to build a business off of it, even if that business doesn't work out, right? Whatever skills you acquire in that process will be transferable to your next business, right?
mhm.
Okay, let's say right now I'm like a complete beginner, right? And I want to start an email marketing agency, right? I just choose email marketing as a skill I want to learn, right? Um, let's say I fail to get clients and it's been like 6 months and I can't like really scale it. If I move over to like let's say a content agency, a lot of the skills will be transferable, right?
Mhm.
So literally there are like thousands of skills. Just pick one skill, like spend like like 4, 5, 6 months like mastering it, right? Go out to offer your service, right? Try to get clients, right? And yeah, like just basically go from there. Like just keep putting in volume,
Yeah,
right?
I remember you telling, some of the people in our mastermind when I had you for a call about
Yeah.
focusing more on the skill and the business instead of the money. Can you touch a little bit more on that?
Oh yeah. So basically, like in my opinion, right? Like I think success is not so much the money you get, right? But money is like a byproduct of who you are, right?
True.
So like what we were talking about earlier, right? So like basically you're asking me what I think is the difference between like my success, right? I guess, right? Versus like those guys who aren't succeeding, right? And those guys who aren't like seeing results, they are, just trying they're not like totally 100% into the business itself, right? They're just trying things out, right? Versus
Mhm.
me, I was like taking action, right? But there's a difference in mindset, right? Like what we are talking about, like belief, right? Who you are as a person, right? So it's like the money will come, right? As long as you build who you are, right? And so who you
Mhm.
are is like your mindset, your beliefs, and your skills, right? in my opinion, mindset and beliefs happen as you take action, right? And skills
100%.
is like the skills is the most like it's the easiest to acquire, in my opinion. It's the most direct thing you can acquire, right? Because
Mhm,
literally it's way more actionable, in my opinion, right? And then
mhm.
so if you focus on learning a skill, right, take action, then naturally your beliefs and your mindset will also change as you experience like different things. Yeah,
No, 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. And I think last but not least, to your point, and you can expand on it,
yeah,
when it you said volume, and I think when it comes to volume, we're not just talking about outreach, but just volume of
yeah,
more volume of just everything. If you're gonna learn the skill, like put in more hours during the day
yeah,
than you think you can. If you're gonna do certain level of outreach, like in
yeah,
the start, in the beginning, like you can't afford not to do like have the volume, right? And
yeah,
I think it's Hermosi that says it's like volume negates luck. The more you
yeah.
do, like luck becomes less of a factor. If the volume is there, the less luck becomes less of a factor. And I think that couldn't be further from the truth. Like I would love to hear your perspective on that because that's something you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I was literally just gonna. I mean, whatever you said, like, made me think of like Homoji before you mentioned Homoji. Yeah. So, bro, like, okay, so the thing is that I see a lot of business people like flexing, like, oh, I'm gonna outwork everyone. I'm the most like hardworking guy ever. But the thing is that, to be honest, in this space, like, being hardworking isn't like a like a
It's not a
advantage
flex,
because
man. It's not a
yeah,
flex either.
yeah, like it's a minimum requirement, right? Like having a good work
Mm,
ethic isn't even like a advantage anymore. Like it's literally like the minimum you have to have, right?
mhm,
Especially when you're first starting out, right? So I remember when I first started out, um, I use this technique that Homozi talks about, where you like set a timer, right? Like let's say like 5 hours, and you just like start the timer, and you literally just work until that timer is
mhm,
up, right? And another thing that I remember I used to like tell myself was if I don't want to do something, right? Like let's say I have a task in my task list, right, that I don't want to do,
mhm,
right? The more I have to do it. Like if I don't want to do it, like I definitely have to finish it today, right?
100%.
And the other thing was that every single day I'll write down my tasks, and no matter what, I would have to finish my task, right? And I'll tell myself
100%.
if I don't finish the task, I'm not gonna make it because like it's an effort every day that basically stacks up, right? And then the money
Mhm.
comes in, right? So yeah,
100%. 100%. No, I agree with you on that. But yeah, no, I would say like, what would you say about our mastermind, bro? I think you've been in it for a year now. You met some
yeah,
amazing people. Like, what are your thoughts on our mastermind?
yeah. I think it's I mean, for me, when I first started out, it was really helpful, right? Like I mean, obviously, like there's like the course materials, like the knowledge, but more than that, I think was the community, right?
The
So
community.
yeah, so like we had like I mean, there was like weekly coaching calls, right? So I think that was very helpful, right? Because if you have people who have generated results in the field that you're I mean they are into, right? I mean, firstly, it helps with the belief part, right? Along with like okay, like Tamit. I remember back then when I first started, right? He was sending like screenshots, like doing like $8,000 a month or something, right? And I saw like his story, and that really inspired me. I actually told him like recently, right, that actually he's one of the guys that when I saw his story, I was like, holy shit, if this guy can do it, like I definitely
Hmm.
can, right? And everyone else like definitely can. So I think the community members like help to like motivate each other, inspire each other, and then we
Hmm.
have the coaches and all, right, with like the weekly calls, right, to basically really like almost like hold your hand through the process, right, guide you
Right.
through it, right? And then you know that these guys have generated results, right? So it helps you like believe
Yeah.
that if you follow these steps, you can. I mean, you will definitely generate the same success.
Yeah, I think one of the best benefit is that, we are someone that actually do what we talk about, right? It's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
we actively run Mint App, so we're sharing things that we actually do at our agency instead of
yeah,
just telling you, hey man, you just do this, do this, do this, right? So it's
yeah,
like I think that's a huge benefit. Like with Justin
yeah, yeah,
talking about the work we did with clients, Jasper talking
yeah,
about how we acquire those clients,
yeah.
me answering questions, to whoever it may be. But yeah, no, I genuinely appreciate you, bro. Thank you for taking your time to do this call. I know a lot of people will like get a lot of benefit and value from this call. And
Sure.
for guys who want to connect with Tyler, I'm gonna put his socials below. He is the man, one of the hardest working, one of the most I don't even know what word to use, man. You inspire me. You know what I'm saying? You inspire me with
I'm flattered. I'm
how
flattered.
hard you work and just all the things you've done, and just seeing your progression from last year to now, bro. It's just been amazing, man. So no, just keep at it, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anyways, that is it for the video today, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.